What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the smoking section. How's everybody doing tonight? Well, if you haven't been here for a while, don't feel bad because neither have I. I actually wound up taking a week off for just a little bit of me time, to be honest with you. So I wound up kind of beating myself up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I beat myself up a little bit because I just kind of felt like I wasn't moving as far as I wanted to go. So the lives were going pretty good, when we had guests. But whenever I go live by myself, it didn't seem like it was flying too well, and I was kind of just going back and forth on whether or not I should be doing lives or this or that. And a little voice in my head wound up kind of pulling me to the side and saying, Sean, if you want to do this, then go for it. You ought to just do it, man. Like, who cares? It is what it is. And that's what we're going to roll with. So I just deeply apologize. Thank you very much, Eric, for coming in. What's up, Sean? What's going on, Eric? How you feeling, brother? So I just want to apologize to everybody that, if last week you were all kind of looking forward to different things, me coming on and making videos and everything, and I kind of took a step back, I just wanted to apologize for that. And I want to let you know that we are back in action and ready to fly. So, Joe Farrell, what's up, brother? What's going on, man? How you feeling today, bro? Another day, another dollar. So I don't know if anybody was in here for the opening, and this is going to be probably the only time that I do this meanwhile into the video, but we do have a new smoking section intro. So StreamYard allows me to do different things, and if you guys give me 1 second, I'm going to play this for you guys real quick. Tell me what you think. I kind of like it. I really love it. So here we go. We're going to let this play real quick. So be right back in a second. That is the new smoking section intro video. It's short, sweet, and to the point, and I cannot thank my man Ron enough for hooking me up with that and getting me it so quickly. It really turned out great. I'm really, really excited about it. I played it at the beginning of this video for anybody that wasn't here during the stream, and they go back and watch it. If they go back and watch it, plays first thing in the beginning of the video. So we're gonna go from there. But meanwhile, Joe's saying, "Cool, cool, good. I'm good. Glad you're back. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it." Eric is saying, "I love it." Well, I'm glad you love it, man. And you know what else you might love? The Quorum. Okay, this is the Havana Q by Quorum. So I kind of wanted to take a little bit of a step back. So the reason I wanted to take a bit of a step back with my cigars was because I always seem to want to smoke, and I don't want to say like the really good stuff. I'm not, I think every cigar is good in its own right, in its own way. But a lot of the cigars that I smoke are anywhere from the, 12, I'm just going to go like into like the $16 to $18 range. Now, that doesn't mean that I smoke them all the time. There's a lot of cigars that I pay for that are like $10, $12, this, that, and the other thing. David Boutwell saying badass. And we got Holla from Punta Cana. What's going on, brother? How you guys doing tonight? So I really wanted to kind of, introduce some other cigars that are out there that could be an everyday smoke. Something that you don't have to feel like you are breaking the bank to smoke like all the people you see on Facebook and, buying these $15 and $16 and $20 cigars. That's where the Havana Q from Quorum comes in. So this cigar right here, you know what? I'm going to light it, and then we're going to get into it because I really want you guys to be able to see this. And by the way, I'm going to be using my, got to flip it around here. You guys probably can't see it too well, but it says Sean Monroe, the smoking section. This is my light cutter that I wound up getting special from Finley's Boutique. If you have not checked out Finley's Boutique on Facebook, you can definitely go check them out. There's a little reminder for you right there. Finley's Boutique on Facebook. Definitely check them out. They have some awesome things. Finley's Boutique actually provided me with all of my groomsmen gifts for all my groomsmen, my best man, my junior groomsmen, and I'm even looking into something for our ring bearer, who is a little young lad. So I'm going to be repping them for quite some time because I love Finley's Boutique and I love Jess and Finley. They honestly feel like family to me, so I'm going to rep them pretty well. But anyway, back to the cigar. I'm going to get this thing started and we're going to talk about it. So I wound up doing a straight cut on there. And, everybody asks me, how do I light my cigars? And, for me, I usually just torch the bottom like this a little bit, get it nice and hot, kind of just get it all nice and I don't know if you guys can hear that on there either. I'm going to set my microphone on fire, but hear that nice flame going. Ooh, smooth. So I got to tell you guys, so Joni, the woman who owns the Smoking Dog, she is a big contributor of a lot of the cigars that I wind up bringing onto the smoking section. She asked me if I wanted to try this one and see if I wanted to bring it onto the show. And, I kind of sat there for a second. I was like, well, is anybody really going to smoke Quorum? I know that a lot of people buy Quorum cigars. I've bought Quorum cigars before. They're really, really nice cigars, especially like if you want to do your own infusion. There is a kit that you can buy on Amazon that looks like a little barrel that has like a giant cork top on it. And, you can fill it with your favorite drink, whether it be whiskey, bourbon, rye, rum, gin, whatever your preference is, and you can actually infuse cigars that way. So Quorum does put out a lot of great cigars when it comes to doing something like that where you can infuse your cigars with your favorite drink. But I never really looked at them too much in the sense of an everyday smoke. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, so this is a double Toro. This is the 6x54, and I got some notes up here with me right now just so that way I can keep everything straight and put out the right information. So this is the 6x54. It is a double Toro. The wrapper is a Habano, and the binder and filler are both Nicaraguan tobaccos as well. So for this cigar right here, this comes in a pack of 20. So that's 20 cigars. But the keynote is, how much is each cigar worth? Well, today you're going to find out. So right now I looked up on, I believe it was JR Cigars. I kind of looked around, priced around a little bit, and the Quorum Havana Q is going for about $57 a bundle. That's $57 a bundle. So that's $57 for 20 cigars. That breaks down to this being approximately anywhere from $2.85 if you do the math, to about $3.50, depending on where you go. So, with this cigar, it's a really, really great cigar for an everyday smoke. And whenever I say that a cigar is a nice throwaway cigar, that you don't feel too bad about getting what you can out of this if you have, let's just say, 30 minutes and you don't really have any small ones and you want to light something up, you can light up the Havana Q and you can wind up smoking that to a point, save it or chuck it. It's up to you. But for $2.85 a stick, you're getting a lot of good flavor in this cigar for more than half of the regular price of a good cigar. And this is a good cigar, you know what I mean? So that's, kind of where I'm at right now with how I feel about Quorum, that it's a really, really great cigar with a lot of flavor that you can smoke at any point in time and not feel too bad that you felt like you lost money on the deal, because it's an affordable everyday cigar that you can actually enjoy. Peace, Love, and Guns saying, "Dat boy in the house." Yeah, well, Peace, Love, and Guns is in the house as well. So thank you very much for joining me, Peace, Love, and Guns. For this cigar, now, one thing I have noticed, and I don't know if you guys can see it too well, but I do get a few cracks in the outside wrap. The first one I smoked, I had a few cracks in there as well. It does stay together. Um, I don't get too many um, like air pockets where it feels like I'm sucking air from a different spot with these. But the flavor profile is really, really nice. It's very, I don't want to say simple, but it has a lot of nice flavors in there that you would probably enjoy for an everyday cigar. Somebody's checking in saying, "What's up, brother? What's going on, man? How you feeling today?" So, right off the bat, I get a little bit of like an espresso, a little bit of leather. There's not too much pepper in it right now. There's just a subtle sweetness towards the very back end of the cigar on my nasal exhale, or retrohale, as some people like to call it. But it does a really, really nice job of just kind of combining all those flavors and giving you a decent tobacco flavor that, really it can compete with other cigars that are out there that are so much more money. Um, there's a lot of cigars out there that I would love for an everyday smoke. By the way, cheers. We are doing a little bit of Di Serono and RC Cola tonight, so figured I would treat myself since I'm doing a live again. Little hurrah for coming back. For some of the cigars that I enjoy smoking, such as like the Oliva Series V, which I could smoke that every day for the rest of my life. Some of those cigars can really kind of get pricey. You're looking at, anywhere from 130 to maybe almost $200 a box. And that could be anywhere from 16, 18, 20, 24 cigars in a box. So, for me, somebody drink a Manhattan. I wish I could. I don't have any Manhattan mix. And, I got to be honest with you. I don't think I would make a Manhattan as good as Johnny Smokes makes Manhattans, because he is absolutely the man at making Manhattans. So I don't think I would want to try and disgrace his name by trying to make one myself. I'd probably wind up throwing up on stream. But for an everyday smoke, the Havana Q is just, it's a very, very easy cigar. It has a nice draw to it. It is a little bit on the tougher side of the draw. That's why I wound up going with the straight cut, because I did do a V cut before, and I enjoyed the cigar, but it really felt like there were some points where I started really drawing pretty hard on it. It actually made it like my cheeks hurt, because I was like fishing it at some points. But I mean, all in all, I think for and I'm just going to keep saying a $2 to $3 cigar, I really feel as though it's a good quality cigar. They are, really made well. The construction is done well. And, I feel like they don't get enough rep time, to be honest with you. I think that, every cigar shop sells Quorum cigars, but they're always looked at as like, I don't want to say the poor man's cigar, but it's like I can't be caught dead smoking that cigar. I mean, who would ever think that I'm giving them a, $2 to $3 cigar? Why would I give my friends a $2 to $3 cigar? But why would you want to give your friends a $20 cigar for, them being your friends? you know, there's different ways to handle things out there, and I guess just me, I've never really cared what I smoked as long as it provided what I was looking for. Good flavor, good construction, easy to smoke, doesn't have a real hard draw on it, but it's not too airy either. I mean, these are all things that us as cigar smokers look for in our cigars. Um, with Quorum, the one thing that I have noticed is, the ash is a little flaky. It's not too flaky to the point where you're getting it all over you, but I have noticed that it doesn't really take it really can't take too much length when you try to ash the cigar, which is fine. Not every cigar has to be an ashing cigar. And even David Batwell says I've had some great $3 or $4 cigars. And that's what I'm talking about, David. Like, to me, I would smoke this every day on my way to work, just with a cup of coffee. Like the espresso that I'm getting within the cigar and the leather and some sweetness in there, and just like a of pepper. And if you didn't hear the sound effects, that was of pepper. Um, that really just starts your day off right. And for the price, I mean, who would say no? And I think right now JR Cigars is selling a bundle of these exact cigars for like $50 and some change. So basically, it brings the price even further down for the cigar, and it's a great quality cigar. And I feel like they don't get enough airtime. That nobody really goes on YouTube and says like, "Hey, guess what? I'm smoking the Havana Q by Quorum, and everybody else is doing the cigar, so I'm going to do the cigar." I feel like they're kind of pushed to the back. We've gone too far into like the boutique side of cigars, and I like bringing some old school back, some traditions back, where people would buy these things by like the boatload, and smoke one every day. They would chew it, smoke it, spit it, whatever the case may be. But they're great, great cigars, and I think that they deserve a lot of respect. So that's why we're bringing it onto the smoking section live tonight. Peace, love, and guns. I enjoyed the Fat Bottom Betty with my bro on Sunday. We filmed and we mentioned you a few times. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. I'll have to check out the video, brother. If you get a chance, send it to me so that way I can check it out. Because I'd love to see it, dude. I'd love to see your reactions for everything. By the way, Peace, Love, and Guns is my cousin. Him and Will are both my cousins, and they're big supporters. They're out in Tejas, so I always appreciate them coming in, and they always help me out as much as they can. So I appreciate them, and I love my family. So thank you very much, bro. But yeah, I mean, for me, this is like the perfect storm, I guess I would say, of everything. I mean, this is the 6x54. It feels really good in the hand. This is the double Toro, 6 inches long, obviously with a 54 ring gauge. But I mean, it's an awesome cigar that just deserves some rep time. And actually, I'm gonna take this down for right now because you guys already know you're in the smoking section. So why bother keeping it up? We're doing things a little differently this go around. Will is PLG, Alex is the other jackass. I'm sorry. I get so confused sometimes. So yes, Will is Peace, Love, and Guns, and Alex is the other. So, but nevertheless, they are my family. So I do appreciate it as I always do. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't picked up a Quorum in quite some time, or if you've never picked up a Quorum, I would definitely try picking up the Havana Q because it has a little more oomph to it than your typical Quorum, such as like the Maduro. I feel like the Maduro from the Quorum is just a little weaker than a regular Maduro. And of course, the Connecticut, I feel, is just a very, very easy smoke. It's not too much of anything, to be honest with you. It's a great smoke, and I mainly use those ones for my infusion that I do. Usually, it'll be like Jack Daniels or something to that effect, where I will take those from Quorum and infuse them. So Eric says, what is the flavor like? Well, I'm still getting a lot of the pepper in there. Not too much, but it is getting a little bit more in there now from the initial light. I do get a subtle sweetness towards the end of it that I really can't say is like a cream because it's a little sweeter than the cream. But there are some leather notes in there, which is really, really nice. Some earthy tones that are just kind of, hanging around in there. And, I do taste a lot of espresso, to be honest with you. It's a very, very unique cigar in the sense of I'm not used to a Quorum having this much flavor. And I believe that the Havana Q would probably be the most flavorful, Eric. Now it's not a medium to full bodied cigar. It's not that intense. It is more along the lines of like a very mellow to mild cigar, I would say. Very easy to smoke. The draw is just right. I haven't really had too much of an issue with it. I did wind up doing a straight cut on it this time because I felt like the last time when I did a V cut, I felt like I was kind of struggling just a little bit. But now that I did the straight cut, everything is just flowing really, really, really well. Peace, Love, and Guns says Sweet Jane is better than the Crazy Alice. Sweet Jane is greater than Crazy Alice. Crazy Alice is better than Fat Bottom Betty, and the Fat Bottom Betty is greater than the Leather Rose. And see, I'm kind of in the opposite direction. I felt like everything that you said in reverse. The Sweet Jane would probably go in front of the Crazy Alice, to be honest. So, in my opinion, through my experiences, the Leather Rose would probably be my favorite, which would be better than the Fat Bottom Betty, which would be better than the Sweet Jane, which would be better than the Crazy Alice. But nevertheless, I love them all. I think that they are all unique in their own way, but they are really, really great cigars. So you'll definitely have to let me know where the video is because I'd love to see it, brother. But, for an everyday smoke, I would have to say I think the Havana Q would probably be better, better than like the factory throwouts. I feel like it just has a lot more to it. It's a very, very easygoing cigar, and I like the flavor profile of the cigar. To be honest with you, I feel like the flavor profile really makes this cigar that much better. Peace, Love, and Guns. I like sweet cigars. What can I say? Hey, man, I don't blame you, dude. I do love a sweet cigar every now and then, especially right after dinner. Like right now, this would be my time for a Leather Rose. That would be like right now would be my time to smoke that. If I was not doing a video, I would probably be smoking a Leather Rose right now. Terry Monroe's joining us and saying, I had a bundle before. Great grass cutting cigar. So there you go. These cigars, I kind of feel like these cigars are like the, I don't know what word I would like to try and use here. I know what I want to say, but I'm trying to think of how I can say it properly. These are kind of like the entrepreneurial cigars of cigars. And I say that for these reasons. So number one reason. I feel like this cigar could basically go anywhere with you and do anything with you. So such as cutting the grass. If you're going out for a walk, you're walking the dog, you're poolside. I don't even know. You're about to play some sports. I don't know. It's one of these cigars that just it has so many abilities to go anywhere and everywhere with you that you don't feel bad. Like if you have, if you drop it while you're cutting the grass, you put it down and turn the riding mower and it falls off. Well, it was only like a $2 to $3 cigar, so you didn't really mind it. You got some good flavor out of it. The second reason I kind of feel this way is because I feel like I see these cigars everywhere. So every cigar shop that I've been to, I always see them at least in the back behind the counter, or they're in their own separate area. They always have the Quorum, the factory throwouts, all these kind of cigars that are just like, they're good cigars, but they're not like the ones that we all normally go for, such as the Leather Roses, the LFDs, the Perdomos, the Padrones, the Plasencias. I could go on and on and on. The High Castle. I mean, these are not going to be able to compete with some of those cigars, but I feel like the Havana Q has really kind of stepped its game up with doing everything it needs to do. So real quick, David Boutwell says, how are you, Terry Monroe? And I'll show that real quick because, I got to tell you guys, the one thing I don't like about StreamYard is that if I'm streaming and people have like on YouTube, they can communicate with people on YouTube, but they can't communicate with people on Facebook. So that's kind of a weird thing, which I'm not sure why, but I guess it's too much process. Whatever. It is what it is. Peace, Love, and Guns. Filter those allergens through a stick. LOL. Yeah, exactly. especially when you're cutting the grass, and you got pollen. So now you got a new flavor. You got some grass, some pollen, you got all sorts of things, and you're just increasing the flavor of the cigar, which is not a bad thing. Ted Urbanski saying, "Hey, Sean, welcome back." Well, thank you, Ted. Glad to be back. Glad to have you here. But, all in all, these cigars, especially the Quorum, the Havana Q, I feel like this is just one of those cigars that just has a really nice flavor profile that's not going to be overbearing. It's not going to be one of those cigars that, really kind of takes it out of you. It's going to be one of those cigars that is just very relaxing. It has nice flavor, nice profile, nice transition through everything. And I just feel like it's one of those great cigars that you can literally sit back, relax, not feel too bad if you don't finish it. But if you do finish it, it's a cigar that will satisfy you all the way through. David Boutwell saying, "How do I get on StreamYard?" Well, StreamYard is actually the program that I'm using to send all of this out to. So StreamYard is basically just like, what do you call it? Streamlab OBS, like people that play video games or, do different things on. It's one of those. It's almost like what do they call it? What's the name of that thing that you can call up people and have like a multi-call thing majigger? Whatever. But basically, this is just something on the internet that I can use to stream on Facebook, YouTube, and any place else that I want to, all simultaneously. So it kind of helps with not having to have two different computers, one for YouTube, one for Facebook, going at the same time. But StreamYard actually gives me my own, I don't know, it's like my own chat where I can see where everybody's coming from. So I can see that you're coming from Facebook, David. I can see that Terry Monroe and Ted Urbanski, Peace, Love, and Guns, is on YouTube. So it tells me where everybody's coming from, but it's not really, letting you guys talk with everybody in the group. It's kind of sucky, but it was the only thing that I could think to do for streaming on multiple places at the same time, because we do have a lot of people that liked seeing me on Facebook, and then with me trying to grow the YouTube channel, I wanted that to get some airtime, so it was the best thing for me to do for that. So, but if you wanted to catch up with everybody, you could either go on YouTube or everybody would have to go on Facebook. It's confusing. Don't worry about it. If anybody has any questions for somebody in the chat, and you're going from two different people or two different programs, YouTube and Facebook, I'll ask the question and we'll try and get everything squared away and squared up here. But like I said, I mean, right now, and I keep sweeping off my desk, the ash is a little flaky on this. It was flaky the last time I smoked it, and you can probably actually see that if I, shake it enough times, there's, some ash that floats every now and then. But I really do. I think these are just really, really great cigars for an everyday smoke. The flavor profile is very unique, in my opinion, at least unique when it comes to the Quorum side of life. It has a lot more flavor than its counterparts do. And I just feel like it's a great cigar. And I feel like they really kind of stepped their game up with this one, that it wasn't just a cigar to get you by with some smoke, but it was a cigar that they could actually put out that you'll say like, wow, this is a little different. And it has a really great profile. So I think I might keep buying these because I love smoking on my way to work, or I love having that break time smoke, or, whatever the case may be. So I really feel like the Havana Q has really done a nice job with just coming out and being something different than what we're used to. David Boutwell is back. What's going on, man? Now you're on YouTube. There we go. There he is, everybody. David Boutwell. I'm back, baby. But yeah, you know what? I really enjoy, smoking this cigar. I smoked this on, what day was it? What day did I work? Saturday. I smoked this on last Saturday. And, I was really, really impressed with it. And I said to myself, I always seem to bring on these cigars that are like anywhere from $12 to $16. Sometimes right around the $10 range, but it all depends on, the sales and all that stuff. But, for the cigar, enthusiast that I am, I felt like, why am I just going to represent the cigars that, are, $10 to $20? Let's bring on some cigars that are going to be, an everyday smoke, something that, anybody could probably afford. And for $2 to $3 a stick, $50 to $57 a bundle, depending on where you get them, I just think that they're awesome, awesome cigars. And you do get a really nice amount of smoke with it as well. It is starting to spice up a little bit, so I'm very, very happy about that, because I did hear that this cigar has a little more oomph to it than the typical Quorum cigars that are out. So I'm glad to see that it is doing its fair share and trying to bring out a little more flavor in it. So, and I feel like it's just a really, really beautiful smoke. It's very basic, in my opinion. And by basic, I mean, for the band, it didn't have to be real floral. It didn't have to have, like a crazy picture on it. It's just very, very basic. It just has the big Q in Havana. You can see Quorum there on the background. And it just says on the side, what is that? J.C. Newman Cigar Company and Handmade Nicaragua. So, it's just a very, very simple cigar. I can almost see why they would be looked over, because they don't really have, unless you know what you're looking for, they really don't have that, what I would like to call curb appeal, where you're driving down somewhere and you swing and hit the curb because you wind up seeing something that you really like. I can see where these get overlooked a lot. And, I hate to say it, but, with a name like Quorum, they've been around for quite some time, but they are known as just, a cheaper cigar. And a lot of people are starting to go for the more exotic cigars, the harder to find cigars, the cigars that only come out once in a while, such as like the J Train and the Taser and all those good things. There's a lot of cigars out there, and there's more and more cigars coming daily. I feel like my phone always vibrates first thing in the morning because Cigars Daily puts out a brand new cigar review. And I'm like, this guy has almost reviewed every cigar under the sun, and he's still reviewing cigars, which means a lot of hope for me because I have a lot more videos coming. But at the same time, it also kind of discourages me because it's like, holy cow, I'm not even scratching the surface. But I feel like these are just really, really underlooked cigars. And I feel like for an underdog cigar, I feel like it really comes in, with some heavy blows when it comes to a good flavor profile and construction that's really, really done well. Um, and I really don't know what else more to say about it, to be honest with you. I feel like, it's doing a really, really nice job of just staying pretty true to itself. It did spice itself up just a little bit more than it did in the very first third. Uh, but I really enjoy the flavor profile of the cigar. And like I said, I mean, for a cigar that's $2 to $3, a cigar, and anywhere from $50 to $57 a bundle, I can't see where there's a downside to that. I think that's what really kind of impressed me about this cigar so much, was just the sheer fact that it was a great cigar. It had, it still does have, a good flavor profile. It's constructed really, really well. And you can see, I mean, I haven't had to touch this up at all. It is burning so evenly. I'm really impressed with it. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I mean, it does crack a little bit on the outside of the wrapper, which I can't really complain with that. And I don't know if I'm not complaining about it because of the price, or if I'm not complaining about it because that's just kind of what I expected. I don't know if that's wrong to say. Um, I don't know. I mean, if I had bought a 1964 Padron and I had that on the side of it, I would probably be like pretty pissed. I'd probably be like, did they not keep this secured enough? Was this not, the right humidity? Did it get shipped like that? Like, what happened to this cigar? And I don't know. I guess just because it's a cheaper cigar, I guess I really can't sit here and say, like, well, I really did expect it to be somewhat better than its counterparts. I really can't say that. So I guess I'm kind of giving some slack points on the Havana Q, but I'm not really giving it too many because I feel as though this has kind of brought itself out of the regular category that I would put it in. I feel like it stepped its game up. I feel like Quorum stepped its game up with this. I feel as though, it really comes at you with it's almost like smoking a whole different cigar. It just has this different feel to it than the typical Quorum cigars that I've smoked. And I don't know. I mean, I guess I look at it a little bit differently now than I would normally. I am going to bring some other cigars on here that are going to be, some everyday cigars as well. Probably do some factory throwouts as well. Even some of the tin cigars I'd like to get on here as well. LFD puts out a wooden box of mini cigars, which is like, I think 5 cigars to a tin. Ashton has the what is it? The senoritas that are coming in a tin as well. So I mean, there's a bunch of little tin cigars too that are just 15 to 20 minute smokes that are just as good as their counterparts that are the bigger ones. So I want to start bringing on more stuff like that as well to just kind of open up everybody's eyes that there is a big world of cigars out here that we are all swimming in. And I feel like it's important to kind of give business to other ones too. As much as I love my LFDs and my fathers and my Alec Bradleys and Oscar and so many other ones, I think it's important to kind of share, the support. And that's why I wanted to bring in the Quorum, because I've always enjoyed Quorum. But I've just never really thought like, oh yeah, I should bring a Quorum on the channel until I smoked this. And I was like, you know what? They really stepped their game up. I really want to bring this one on. I feel like it's needed. And I really, really enjoyed the cigar. I think it's a great, great cigar. And for the price, you can't beat the price and you can't beat the flavor that's coming with the price. It's almost like putting $200 down on a car and getting a brand new car that you didn't know you were getting. It has a very, very unique flavor from what I'm used to with Quorum, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So as I kind of wrap this up, yes, we do go longer when I have a guest in the studio. When I'm by myself, I try to keep this anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. They have the Quorum in Burlington at Renzi's in the $2 bin. Yeah, so I mean it's right there. I mean even that, Quorum coming into like the $2 bin, the kind of lost and forgotten. I should have worn my Misfit shirt that says the island of the misfit toys, because I kind of feel like Quorum is almost like that island where it's like that's where all like the cheapy cigars kind of go, and everybody kind of seems to forget about them. But I'm hoping that if you haven't smoked a Quorum in quite some time, I hope that you pick up the Havana Q by Quorum and definitely give them a try, because like I said, if you are a cigar smoker that smokes in the morning, you wind up lighting one up on your way to work, or as soon as you get to work, or while you waking up, definitely try out the Havana Q, because I really feel like this is one of those cigars that you can definitely respect and not have too many complaints with. Now, if the cigar falls apart a little bit, or you have a little bit of trouble with it, you got to remember you're dealing with a $2 to $3 cigar. It's not going to perform as well as like a Padron 1964, but you're here for the flavor of it. You're not here all the time for the performance of it, even though this I feel would perform pretty well and hold up really, really well as it is for me right now. Um, I feel like these Havana Qs are they've definitely stepped their game up. And I know I keep saying that, and it's not me trying to repeat myself because I'm trying to, figure out the words to say, but that's the best thing I can say about them is that they really stepped their game up. I really feel like they've brought themselves into a different category. It's kind of like when you were making $12 an hour and now you're making $18 an hour. You're in a different tax bracket. And I feel like Quorum really kind of brought themselves into a different bracket with the Havana Q. They're just in a different cigar bracket. They're still being sold in their same cigar bracket, but the flavor brings them into a different bracket. I love them. I think that they're absolutely, absolutely great. But as I kind of like to wrap things up because I don't want to take up too much people's time. Um, I am going to stay more strict to being on here for like 45 minutes because I feel like that's a good time, especially with a little bit of chit chat and lighting up a cigar. I get to relax with the rest of this, just kind of do some editing and all that good stuff. Um, I'd like to give this a really good rating. And, the few things that I have noticed is in the end, which usually happens with a straight cut, but, in the end, the tobacco is a little bit more loose than a regular cigar that I found. I did feel like I was kind of a little bit more than I normally do, but that, I feel like that has a lot to do with just it having a nicer draw where it's not wrapped too tight. I wasn't too happy with, the crack in the wrapper, but, I was kind of willing to overlook that. The ash is very flaky, but once again, I was willing to overlook that. All in all, I really want to give this a solid 4 for a 4 out of 5. A lot of times I go into like the points, like a 4.7, a 4.5. I'm giving this a solid 4. Um, the reason being is because I really enjoy the construction of the cigar. I feel like it is burning more evenly than most cigars that I've smoked. I believe the cigar review that I just did on Monday, I wound up getting like a little valley in there in the taser, which wasn't a problem. It's not like it was like canoeing or anything, but I mean, this thing is really burning evenly all the way around. The flavor profile is absolutely phenomenal from Quorum. Like I said, there's the espresso and the leather and the pepper that starts coming, little by little by little as you smoke down. Really blends nicely. There's this little subtle sweetness in there that I just can't put my finger on, but nevertheless, I feel like everything with this cigar has really impressed me when it comes to now I can look at these cigars and say, you know what? I'm going on vacation for a couple of days. I don't want to bring a bunch of stuff, but I do want to smoke while I'm there. If you go to the beach and you have some salt that's flying all over the place and you get a little saltiness on your Havana Q, you're not going to feel too bad about it. They really are a great cigar, and I really feel like they deserve a lot of credit for this cigar. Um, I really enjoy smoking this cigar, and I really hope that everybody gets the chance at some point in time to pick one up. Um, Even if it was just your starter cigar. If you go to the lounge and you wind up picking one up to start your cigar lounge journey on, and then you smoke something else, I feel like you're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be let down with smoking one of these cigars. I feel like it's going to be a great experience for you. And, I definitely think that it's a solid cigar. So I hope you guys get the chance to try one because I feel like that would be really, really awesome. Um, and like I said, I mean, I'm going to finish this one up as I do some editing and, I kind of relax for the rest of the night. but I just feel like it's a really, really great cigar. So once again, everybody, this is the Havana Q by Quorum. If you haven't gotten the chance to try one, I would definitely see if you can pick one up. I know JR Cigars, like I said, is selling them at a pretty decent price right now. I think it's like $50 a bundle. Yeah, I had that written down. $50.40 a bundle. You're saving $6.60. And anywhere else right now, they're saying retail price is about $57 for a bundle of 20. So that roughly goes out to about $2.85 a cigar. So if you get the chance, please give them a try. I really think that you will enjoy them. I really feel like you will get the opportunity to enjoy it. And I really hope that you all give it a try and give Quorum a chance again if you haven't already, or if you have already given them a chance. Definitely light up the Havana Q and see if it changes your opinion on Quorum and the everyday smoke. But as I get ready to get out of here, everybody, excuse me, I want to thank you all for watching. Like I said, it's really good to be back. I'm really happy that I was able to do this tonight. Between my wedding planning, my job, trying to maintain this, working my part-time job, and dealing with some other insecurities about the channel, I'm really happy to be back. I was going to do a post about, how I was feeling about everything, but I didn't want to seem like a whiner or a complainer. So now if you guys hear me saying this now, you guys can not hold it against me because it's not in writing. But, I'm really glad to be back, and I thank you all for sticking with me and supporting me and continuing to help me as much as you can. Like I said, I appreciate everything you guys do, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. You can catch us here Friday for morning cigar talks and Back to the Basics, which is coming back. So hopefully you guys are able to catch those videos as well, and we will catch you guys on the next one. So from the smoking section, my name is Sean. As always, stay blessed, stay smoking. Thank you guys for watching the Havana Q by Quorum Cigar Review Live, and I will catch you guys on the next one. From the smoking section, everybody, this is Sean signing off.